Hi, good day to each and everyone. As a continuation of the reporting, let's move forward to the forecasting demand. So, the chapter outline is the importance of demand forecasting, historical data, current data, occupancy and availability reports, group rooms pace reporting, non rooms revenue pace reporting, future data, factors affecting future demand forecasting future demands, the misuse of forecast, demand forecast in strategic pricing, impact of demand on price, impact of price on demand, and lastly is the impact of demand forecast on RM strategy. The importance of demand forecasting. Demand forecasting is so pivotal because it allows a business to set correct inventory levels, price their product correctly, and understand how to expand or contract their future operations. They said that poor forecasting can lead to lost sales, depleted inventory, and happy customer and millions in lost revenue. As an astute reader, you will quickly become aware that in this and the chapter that follows, the focus of this book changes. In the first five chapters, you learn about the importance revenue management principles. And this and all future chapter you will learn RM practices and exact how RMs apply what they know to their daily job duties. The goal for you is to become a customer centric revenue manager who is skilled at revenue optimization. Why is a why is a focus on customers so important in revenue management? Because developing customer loyalty is more important than maximizing short-term revenue. Loyal customer come back again and again and they tell others about their experience. In fact, the only way to maximize long-term revenue generation is to develop a loyal customer who prefer to buy from you even when a lower cost alternative are available to them. The reason why is the true are many, but the importance is to sum up nicely in a title of New York Times best-selling author of Jeffrey Getomer's book. He said that customer satisfaction is worthless. Customer loyalty is priceless. How to make customer love you is to keep them coming back and tell everyone they know. So sinasabi to na baliwala lahat kung ang experience, ang satisfaction kung hindi naman babalik ang customers mo. Kaya mas pinapahalagahan nila ang loyalty of the customers. The best RMs naturally prefer to loyal customer over those customer who seek only to buy from a seller offering the lower prices. To obtain and retain a loyal customer, businesses must perform well. Kailangan nating ipakita lahat ng ang um, galing natin upang mas mahikayat natin sila para sa atin babalik at babalik sila. Ganon ang um, strategy upang magkaroon tayo ng loyal customer. Most RMs intuitively understand that accurate estimate of future sales help to better manage pricing, but an effective RM's accurate sales forecast does much more. It helps the entire lodging team make management decisions that aid the hotel in developing loyal customers. It is critical that you collect and properly assess your hotel's operating data. Effective data analysis lead to an accurate assessment of demand. So kapag meron tayong effective data analysis, magkakaroon din tayo ng accurate na assessment for our demand na matutukoy natin kung, gaano pa or ilan pa ang kailangan nating i-produce sa for demand, for the demands of our loyal customers. The number of buyers seeking to purchase what you have for sales as its current price. Estimating the numbers of potential buyers allow for accurate sales forecast. Then, for hoteliers, an accurate estimate of future demand is so essential to the effective operation of their hotels because accurate revenue forecasts allow hotels department leaders to more efficiently schedule the departmental staff needed to serve guests. Proper staffing is required to ensure that guests are provided with the service levels intended. Customer centric RMs are just as concerned with ensuring guest satisfaction as they are with the revenue optimization. Next is accurate revenue forecasts give those responsible for purchasing supplies and information required to buy needed items in the correct quantities. The impact on guest satisfaction of ensuring the presence of necessary products and supplies upon guest arrival is significant. Next is the accurate revenue forecast allow manager and owners to estimate the future profitability profitability of their properties doing is so provides the information needed to make decision about the profitability profitability rather profit profit profitability and cash flow that directly affect decision related to capital improvements and capital expenditures. Lastly is accurate demand forecasts allow RMs to make better decision about how to modify and manage the prices of their products and services. So now to create an accurate and ultimately useful demand forecast, RMs look to the three sources of data: cur- historical, current, and future. For from the figure 6.1 presents the type of information each data category. Types of information is historical data. It describes that events that have already occurred. Current data describes as event occurring now or in the very near term. Lastly is the future data, describes as event that will occur in the future. For the figure 6.2, four components of effective demand forecast. Excuse me. As you can see, there's an insight, historical data, current data, future data. All of them are under the effective demand forecast. RMs use data to create forecast or estimate of customers' demand. From the figure 6.2 graphically illustrate the four components of an effective demand forecast. Each data type is important to accurate demand forecasting. So as you can see, the word insight is involved because the skillful of the skillful analysis of what each data type reveals. So now let's move forward to the historical data. To begin the data collection and demand forecast process, it is important to understand that every operating hotels generate a historical data. even if data are not recorded or analyzed. Understanding historical data is essential because a key aspect of any RM's job is to see into the future. Understanding the hotel's past or historical performance is one of the best way to make a good decision about the future performance. Put another way, RM study the past to define the future. This is true, regardlessly regardless of whether the past performance was good or bad. In fact, experienced RMs knows that in many cases, the errors of past provide wisdom for future decision making. That's why historical data is important kasi dun talaga sa lahat ng pagdidesisyon sa future prices ng ng rooms, mga demands, kailangan natin yung history data natin para doon tayo magbe-base at i-compare natin for the present and future. Hindi naman makakapagawa ng panibagong price of room kung walang pinagbabasihan. So, as you can see, figure 6.3, your hotel operating data. It said that trailing 8 weeks average. To illustrate the importance of historical data to RMs, assume that for the past 8 weeks, you had a careful collected and sorted the daily ADR and occupancy information for 200 rooms, hotel at which are the RM. The data covering this 8-week trailing period are in figure 6.3. So the data in figure 6.3 present the average of mean, occupancy, and ADR. You calculated for your hotels for each night of the week based on the actual performance over the past 8 weeks. For example, the average occupancy on Mondays are as calculated from the actual occupancy rates achieved on the prior 8 Mondays was 88%. Why are historical data important? Assume that as this 200 rooms hotels RM, you are now confronted with the following questions. Do you recommend that the hotel fill a tour operator's request to reserve 100 rooms on Monday night, that is 3 weeks from now? If the room rate request by that tour operator is $109 per room, are you agree? Are you willing to give them 100 rooms for $109 per room? So, to determine the answer to this and other questions similar to it, use the following three-step procedure. Step one, rather, is to calculate the forecast RevPAR based on the estimated demand for rooms that does not include in the new piece of businesses. Step 2 is calculate the forecast RevPAR based on the estimated demand for rooms that includes a new proposed piece of business. And step 3, assess the difference between the two RevPAR estimates and make a recommendation. Then to illustrate the process is step 1, lacking any additional information or data, one of the best predictor of what will happen in the future is what has happened in the past. Based on the average performance of your hotel over the past 8 weeks, your estimate for the RevPAR you would likely achieve on Monday 3 weeks from now is 158.75 ADR times 0.088 trailing occupancy is equal to 139.70 RevPAR forecast. Then let's move forward to the step 2. Step 2 is if 100 rooms are sold at $109, it is reasonable to assume the sellout of all remaining available rooms. The estimated RevPAR generated in such a case would be calculated as $109 times 0.50 occupancy percent at 100 rooms. Yung 0.50 is nakuha sa 100 rooms kasi 200 rooms ang available ng hotels. So, gusto niyang kunin yung kalahati. So, gagawin natin siyang 0.50. And then, it is equal to $54.50 plus yung kanina na 158.75 trailing ADR times 0.50 occupancy with sellout is equals to 79.38. So ipagpa-plus lang natin yung 54.50 and 79.38 is total RevPAR is 133 and 88. $133.88. So now, let's go to step 3. The difference between the two RevPAR estimated is $5.82 because 139.70 minus 133.88 is equal to $5.82. Thus, your hotel would actually achieve a lower RevPAR by accepting the tour operator proposal and selling out the hotel than it would if the proposal was rejected. Then experienced RMs, however, recognize that additional factors must be considered before a proper recommendation to accept or reject the tour operator's proposal could be made. Among these additional factors are revenue impact, expense impact, impact on future pricing. Kaya kahit gusto na natin siyang i-accept, sige accept na natin 'yan kasi madami naman silang kukunin. Pero lagi pa rin nating isasaalang-alang yung future, present, or mga sa susunod pa na puwedeng mangyari kung paano tayo magbe-base ng panibago nating ipa-price dun sa ano natin, sa rooms availability, parang gayon. So, now, let's look at the importance of these three areas when applied to the current example. Number one is the revenue impact. Revenue impact, this refers to the impact on total hotel's revenue of the additional room sales. If the hotels offer additional service such as food, beverage, and room service, spa service, or other opportunities for guest purchases, the additional revenue that could be generated from sell out 200 rooms sold in the example, compared to the 88% occupancy, 160 rooms will be sold, might affect the decision you would like make. Oh, 'di ba? Kung malaki yung magiging epekto kung ibibigay na natin yung dun sa pinropose ni tour operator na ano lang, $109. Maapektuhan yung future ng revenue impact. It will ano pala, rather, it will affect the revenue impact. Knowing exactly how to make this critical calculation is important. However, and In chapter 13 of this book, you will learn how to do it. Mas may explain sa chapter 13 kung paano nga ba talaga ginagawa yon. So next is expense impact. This refers to the additional cost that would be incurred through the servicing of the additional 24 sold rooms. 200 rooms minus 176 rooms is equal to 24 additional rooms. Room cleanings costs in the room supplies and amenities used and additional labor costs required in other areas of the hotel may be additional expense factor to consider. Yan. Yun naman ang iniisip doon para sa expense impact. So, lastly, now let's move forward to the impact on future pricing. This refers to the impact of the remaining rooms. Selling prices, in fact, 100 rooms are pre-sold on that specific Monday. Note that the ADR estimated for your property is 158.75 that you can see in a figure 6.3. At a forecasted occupancy of 88.5%, if however, a sellout is a forecast discount that may have been offered to the guest unwilling to pay full rack rate for your remaining rooms should likely be scaled back or eliminated. Taking the tour group could result in elimination of discounted rate and thus an increased ADR for all unsold non-tour committed rooms. As a result, a higher RevPAR may be achieved for those non-group rooms and, as a result, the entire property. That's all for my part of this report. Thank you.